Not doing so good over here, man.
Oh my god. That seemed like a big one.
It wasn't even that big. My lungs are just not healthy.
Yeah. Welcome to No Break. What's going on, Dan?
Guys. Not much, man. I'm pretty good.
Are you?
I am physically crying, but that'll go away.
That's our best intro of all time. Holy shit.
Maybe don't put all the coughing in there because it did get kind of gross.
No, I only recorded like at the end. I wish I got the whole thing in there. That was awesome.
Yo, is your mic muted as I start?
Holy shit. Well, that was a show you put on for me. Thanks, Dan.
I got you, dude. I'm doing take some dabs.
Oh yeah, you're really selling them over there. You almost fucking died.
It happens, man.
Yeah, it happens.
Like my whole body is wet.
Yeah, dude. I saw you took an awfully big hit of that.
I think I just didn't let it cool down that long.
Oh yeah.
That's on me. But it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. And yeah, let's get right into it. UFC Fight Night 205, right?
Yeah, I just know it's Lemos versus Andrade.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it is. And all right, so let's start it off. Dean Barry, Mike Jackson. We finally get the return of Mike Jackson. Frankly, I think he's a straight up embarrassment to the UFC. And the only reason this fight is even happening, I think, is because Dana wants to see him get beat up again. Because after the who do you fight? CM Punk fight. He was like showboating all over, like you won a fucking title belt.
You know the odds on this fight? I just looked.
Yeah, it's like a minus 1,200.
Yeah, I feel like we don't even need to waste time. Mike Jackson, 0-1. Guy's trash. He's not going to win peace.
Yeah. He does have a 4-0 pro boxing record, 1-1 Muay Thai record, but like grappling is just a giant hole in this guy's game. And Dean Barry, on the other hand, 4-1 Irish fighter, 5-time world kickboxing champ, not to mention helped train GSP for that Michael Bisping fight, which is pretty cool. And he was a kid at the time. He was like 21 years old. Great, almost like karate, like side kicks. His striking surprisingly isn't that technical. He like shoots from the hip like Robbie Lawler a lot, you know, like that thing. And it's strange character, tough to figure out, but I think he finishes Mike Jackson. I'm thinking probably the first round. And I know, like you said, minus 1,200. So I know the odds didn't come out yet for FanDuel on like what a KO finish is, but that's the easy money to take, I would say, in this to start off the night. All right, yeah. So that one's easy. Mike Jackson. Fuck Mike Jackson. Dean Barry. Moving right into the next one. Marcin Prachinio versus Phillip Lens.
Yeah, I could take this one.
Yeah, this one's pretty ugly of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do like Prachinio in this one though.
Yeah, I agree. Phillip Lens is dropping down to 205. It's interesting.
Yeah, I know that. He was fighting heavyweight for a long time. He was weighing at like 240, so we'll see how the weight cut affects him. Right. But I like Prachinio's size. He had an honestly pretty impressive win over Khalil Roundtree, and then he was able to stop Ike Villanueva last fight. So he's on a little streak after he started off not so good, losing 3 in a row to Sam Alvey, Magomed Ankalaev, and Slow Mike Rodriguez. But
all KO'd.
What it is. Yeah, he did get KO'd 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So that is something to worry about. But Felipe Lins got stopped in his last fight as well. He also lost that fight to Andre Arlovsky back in 2020. It wasn't a great fight at all. But I'm gonna go with Prachinio. I think he's the taller of the two, at least. He does definitely. Holy shit!
And also, it's like, what have you done for me recently, Phillip Lins? Like nothing. Prachinio, what have you done? Like you took your career out of the depths. You're about to get cut, and you brought it back to safety. You know what I mean?
Oh, Prachinio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's back at safety. He's not in danger of getting cut.
He's looking great. He's looking better than ever.
Yeah, I kind of like the trajectory he's been heading on. I'm not saying I love the guy's future, but I like him in this fight.
Yeah, I think he's super entertaining to watch. He's finished 11 of his 15 wins in the first round, all KOs. So super exciting. And then, what'd you say?
He's a striker.
Yeah. And Phillip Lins, he won that PFL $1 million heavyweight tournament the first year they had it, and then joined the UFC, and he's gone 0-2, hasn't fought in 2 years, dropping down to his original weight class 205, which he hasn't fought in a while, at least 4 or 5 fights. He's finished 12 of his 14 wins, mostly by KO TKO. This fight is tough, though. Prachinio has looked a lot better since that his 2-year hiatus he had from 2018 to 2020. He's gone 2-1 since. So, yeah, I'm going for the more fundamentally sound striker. His chin is a little sketchy, but yeah, I'm going to go with Prachinio in this.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to bet on this. I might. He's minus 125. Those are pretty solid odds. I'd like him in this fight.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll throw it on him too. Yeah, Phillip Lins, I'm not buying into that.
Yeah. Can we take a 1 second pause? Somebody's
yeah. We're both going Marcin Prachinio. 1 second pause. What's the matter?
But
you thought the cops were after you? Next one is Aori Quayling versus Cameron Else, and I'll take this one.
Take this one?
Oh no, take it.
Yeah, so Aori Quayling, however you say his name.
Yeah.
0-2 in the UFC so far. He lost his first fight to Jeff Molina. That was a dope fight though. He definitely lost.
Yeah, that was very high volume fight.
Very high volume fight. In his last fight, he lost to Cody Durden. If you remember, Cody Durden saying some pretty fucking fucked up shit about.
Yeah, I believe he told him to go back to China.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then he got starched by Mohamed Makaya, which was cool to see.
Yeah. Redemption.
Yeah, so Aori Quayling has kind of been a little bit of a disappointment so far, but Cameron Else, he didn't do that much to impress in his last fight. He got taken down by Kyler Phillips a couple times. Lost early on in the second round. I'm gonna take Aori Quayling here. I think he's gonna be able to get his wrestling on point, and he's gonna be able to take it down for at least the first 2 rounds. So yeah, I'm definitely pretty confident in Aori Quayling.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna wrestle with him in this one. He is kind of well rounded. He does he does take a decent amount of damage, but he averages 6 strikes per minute. He has a minus 2.3 striking differential. The strongest part of his game is his grappling, averages 2 takedowns per fight at 57% accuracy. But he does have trouble controlling whoever he's fighting once he gets him to the ground. A lot of times they're just able to stand back on their feet. Cameron Else, on the other hand, he has a 10-5 pro record, all 10 finishes in the first round, 5 by sub, 5 by KO. Lost his UFC debut in his last time out to Kyler Phillips. Pretty one-sided effort. It was on short notice at a higher weight class, so I'm curious to see how he is at his more natural weight class. And he has a pretty well-aged victory over Paddy Pimblett from back in the day. Since 2018, he's fought 2 people who were making their pro debuts, one person with an 0-1 record and a guy who's 3-14 and is now 3-17 currently. Aori Quayling has just shown us a lot more at a much higher level. So I'm going to have to agree with you now. I'm going to go with Aori Quayling.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, decent. I think he's at close to a minus 200 right now. So, but I'm pretty confident in that one. I say it's going to be pretty boring and just a lot of wrestling. But we're both going to go with Aori Quayling. We're going to move right into the next one. Tyson Pedro versus Ike Villanueva. Now, this one's fucking weird. Tyson Pedro, he has a 7-3 pro MMA record, but he has been a lifelong mixed martial artist, being the son of the owner of the organization, King of Cage. And he is very well-rounded, but a very good submission artist with black belts in BJJ and Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and a black belt in Kempo. But he has been sidelined since 2018 with a lingering knee injury. He's taken on Ike Villanueva, who's 1-4 so far in the organization after joining during COVID when the roster was very thin. He's lost all 4 of his UFC losses by KO and has been finished in 12 of his 13 pro losses. Formerly from Silverback Fight Club, he fights pretty similar to a good friend of the podcast, Derek Lewis, as he trained with there at Silverback Fight Club. But the thing is, you can't there's only one Derek Lewis. You can't teach guys to fight like Derek Lewis. They're going to lose, frankly. I'm confidently picking Tyson Pedro. He's at a minus 500 right now.
I saw him at like minus 550, I think.
Yeah, I think a Tyson Pedro sub might be a good idea. But
that's actually a pretty good idea. I like that a lot too.
Right.
I'm just not. Let's be real here. Ike Villanueva was cool, but like,
yeah, he's cool. He's 39. He's well over the bridge.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He lost to Jordan Wright, and Jordan Wright's
he's on this
190 something pounds. Crazy. And he lost to Chase. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't love it.
Yeah, if anything, it's a safe bet. Well, yeah, two out of four right now are just not even worth betting on the favorite.
Yeah,
it's pretty bloated.
I think if anything, it's worth throwing some money on Ike because.
Yeah, you never know. 4-year layoff.
Pedro got stopped by Shogun last time.
Yeah, but that's 4 years ago. That's so long ago.
Yeah, who knows? Like that's why I just don't trust it. I don't know how he's gonna look. Like it's not. He's not worth that big of a favorite.
No, certainly not. But like I said, he's been fighting since he was 4, and I think he might do better with the pre-fight jitters after a 4-year layoff than most people would. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we're both agreeing. We're both going to go with Tyson Pedro, and we're going to move right into the next one. Dwight Grant, Sergey Kendasco.
Yeah, I'm not calling Sergey because I'm not even going to try that.
Fair
Dwight
enough.
Grant had that pretty close fight with. He had a very close fight with Francisco Trinaldo his last time. Last 2 fights have actually gone to split decision. Before that, he got KO'd by Daniel Rodriguez in a fight that had 4 knockdowns in less than 2.5 minutes, which was
that's a
crazy.
fun fight.
Yeah, Dwight Grant's definitely got some power. I would give him the power advantage in this. The body snatcher. Sergey. Well, we haven't seen him since like the end of 2019, so it's like
close to 3 years.
Yeah, this is another one. It's just like, how do you know how this guy is gonna look after 3 years?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
it's been a while. I'm gonna go tentatively, not betting any money on this at all, and I wouldn't advise anybody to. But I'm gonna go Dwight Grant tentatively. I think this is a toss-up. I want to see how Sergey looks in this fight, Kendasco. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how he looks. And I'm not confident enough in Dwight Grant to where I would put money on it. The odds are just about even with Sergey being a slight favorite, but I don't love it.
Yeah, Dwight Grant goes to split decision quite often. He's a stand-up fighter. He's got a plus 0.9 striking differential, only 3 strikes per minute at 33% accuracy. So the volume and accuracy isn't really there, but he makes up for it with his very powerful strikes. So he doesn't need many to put you down. And he doesn't really grapple either. He's kind of one-sided, in my opinion. Kendasco, on the other hand, 1-1 so far in the UFC, 27-6 pro record, has been out 3 years, like you said. He had 2 canceled bouts. Both were him falling out, one for injury, one for COVID. He's a Muay Thai fighter. He's got one-punch power, just like Dwight Grant. Very, very fast technical strikes. Knees in the clinch, great ground and pound. Not to mention, he has a very underrated sub game, too. He's super well-rounded, this guy. And the odds are close, but I think I really like Kendasco in this one.
I just haven't seen the guy in years. He's still young as like he's what, 28, 29?
Yeah, I think he's below 30.
And he's got the nice striking, and he could do some pretty nice. He could do some of those crazy kicks and shit. But I don't know. It's like I don't know enough. Like I went very tentative Dwight Grant. So
yeah, that's why the odds are so like even in this one. It's just I think the better mixed martial artist without a question is Kendasco. But yeah, he's been out for a while, and people are like don't want to pick him just because of it. I get it. But
it sketches me out.
Yeah, agreed. But we're both going to agree. We're both going to go with Sergey Kendasco. Going to move right into the next one. Jordan Wright, Marc-Andre Barriault. All right. Jordan Wright is a karate fighter. 2-3 inside the UFC, although one loss was overturned after Fluffy Hernandez popped for weed. He's got a brown belt in karate. Like I said earlier, he also has a very sideways karate stance. Nice front kicks, very good footwork. He averages 8 strikes per minute, 63% accuracy. He does have a negative striking differential, so he does take a decent amount of damage. And that's probably why he's been KO'd in all 3 of his UFC losses. He's taken on Marc-Andre Barriault, who is taking this fight on short notice, went 0-3 to start his UFC career, then went on a 3-fight winning streak before losing to Chidi Njokwani in his last time out. He's moved over to Sanford MMA.
Like 15 seconds.
Yeah, that guy is crazy good. Unbelievable. I want to see more of him. He's moved over to Sanford MMA, and since he's looked a lot better, he's gone 2-1. He's got some very high volume striking too. The kind of fighter that gets better as the fight goes on, and very impressive cardio. Although he was knocked out rather in his last time out, he does have a very good chin. Also, Barriault likes to close the distance, gain control time against the fence, stuff like that. A lot of clinch work. So overall, I think Barriault has more weapons in his arsenal. So I'm gonna pick him in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the opposite. I like Jordan Wright in this one. My bad, my dog's making some weird ass noises downstairs. But Jordan Wright, his chin is sketchy, don't get me wrong. But I don't like the fact that Marc-Andre Barriault was knocked out 2 months ago. Like 2 months and a week ago. It hasn't been very long.
Yeah, that's classic him too. Hard-headed bastard.
Yeah, and like I respect him just going in and think, fuck it, like I'm not letting that.
Right.
Not letting that get to him, but
yeah, that's gonna hurt most people.
Fucking me up, bro. I took way too big of a dab.
Oh, I saw that thing. Yeah, it was like a cloud of smoke in there. The fog set in.
But yeah, he looked good in his Jamie Pickett fight. He got starched by Bruno Silva pretty badly, but we called that. I remember it.
Yeah, we saw that one coming.
He's gone knockout win followed by knockout loss to start his UFC career, and I honestly see that trend continuing. I do like Marc-Andre Barriault, and this is a fairly close fight. And I think if it were to go all 3 rounds, I think
Barriault wins.
There's a good shot Barriault wins, but I just don't like how he got knocked out that recently. But
yeah, that is sketchy.
Rather than bet on either of these guys, I'm betting for the finish. I think one of these guys is gonna
see, I don't know. Just Jordan Wright's fucking chin is so sketchy.
It's so bad.
Yeah. So I don't know if I would even. That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna bet Marc-Andre, but I get why people would be sketched out only losing 2 months ago.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so we're disagreeing. Finally, I think the first one of the night. Dan's going to go with Jordan Wright. I'm going to go with Marc-Andre Barriault. We're going to move right into the next one. Charles Jourdain versus Lando Venata. Nice.
This one's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
This one is honestly one.
I'm curious to see.
One or the ones I'm most excited for on this.
I'm curious to see who you have.
I got Lando.
Mm.
I've always been a big fan of Lando.
Same. Very underrated.
Yeah, he did kind of get. He had that pretty shaky fight last time with Mike Grundy, but he did obviously win on the feet. It wasn't even close. He's 2-1 or 2-2 in his last 4. He lost to Mark Diakis and Bobby Green, and he's beaten Mike Grundy and Yancy Medeiros. His striking's fluid. He's kind of just his own thing. Like Lando just came in, not that much knowledge about him, and he's just been just solid his entire UFC run.
Yeah, he has a draw against Bobby Green.
Split draw back in 2017.
Yeah, I guess that's not
about that. And he dropped Bobby Green in that fight.
Yeah, no, it was a close fight, but then Bobby Green just got so much better recently.
Yeah, this fight is going to be super interesting because I'm fairly confident this is going to stay on the feet, at least. I mean, Lando might get a takedown or two, which is kind of the reason why I'm taking him in this. I think that
Yeah.
It goes like 1-1. Lando gets a takedown in the third, maintains top control for like 2.5 minutes, gets the decision win. I like Lando by decision.
Yeah, Venata has that Division I wrestling background and a brown belt in BJJ, but he does get lost in his hands a little bit. He likes to take care of business on the feet. But Charles Jourdain, 3-3-1 so far in the UFC. Very good striking, technical, athletic, explosive, a plus 1.2 striking differential, 49% accuracy, black belt in BJJ. Has finished 11 of his 12 wins, mostly by KO. Does have a problem stopping takedowns. His takedown defense is at 48%. So you're right, Dan. I do see Venata getting a couple, but I think he'll still be able to beat him on the feet.
Jourdain could win the fight on the feet, possibly. You know, that's why I see it kind of being close, but I see the edge on the takedowns for Lando makes him a safe bet in my eyes.
Okay, that's fair to say. I agree with you for sure now. Venata, and he's moving down, like he's at this more natural weight class for like the first time. Last fight was his first time down here, 145, and he's just, I think it's a solid move for him. Although he did have a problem getting takedowns, I don't think that was lack of skill. I think that was that size difference at 155. So I think he's going to do a lot better with the grappling. He did stuff 17 of 20 takedowns attempted on him against Mike Grundy in his featherweight debut last time out. So I'm taking Lando Venata all day in this one.
He just grinds for that wrestling.
Yeah. And Lando Venata fight
Lando
there.
Too?
Yeah, I got Lando. We're both rocking with Lando. We're going to move right into the next one. Suma Derji versus Manel Cape. All right, so Suma Derji, Chinese fighter. He's a striker, 3-1 record inside the UFC. Only 26 years old. Currently riding a 3-fight winning streak. He's finished 13 of his 15 wins, 12 of them by TKO. He's got a plus 2.2 striking differential at 51% accuracy. He does have a little trouble with his submission defense. He got subbed in all 4 of his pro MMA losses. But his striking is fundamentally sound, fights with a lot of forward pressure. He's taken on Manel Cape, who arguably has had one of the toughest starts to a UFC flyweight's career. He's faced the likes of Alexander Pantoja, Mateus Nicolau, where he had a split decision loss to him, and is currently on a 2-fight winning streak over Ode Osborne and Zhalgas Zamugilov with 2 violent KOs. Not to mention, I didn't know this, but I found this out when I was doing research. Manel Cape was the replacement for Figueiredo versus Moreno at UFC 256. I thought that was super impressive of him. He's got tremendous punching power, good Muay Thai. I expect this to be a fast-paced striking clinic, but Cape takes this one. His experience at a high-level competition, as well as being in Ryzen before this, is going to be a big difference maker.
I think so too, and I love Suma Derji. I think this guy's
really good. He's really good.
These guys are kind of like the future of the 125-pound division, in my opinion. Davidson's starting to get a little older. What is he, like 33 now?
Yeah, but flyweights go quick. They fade fast.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like he's 34. He's only got like a year or 2.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Moreno's still young at 28, but yeah. I feel that for sure. Manel Cape is 29, so he's actually older than these guys are. Anyway, these guys are the fucking future.
They are. They are.
Cape has got some ridiculous power for a flyweight. He starched Ode Osborne bad, starched Zhalgas Zamugilov pretty bad, and at 53 strikes in 4 minutes. Definitely pretty impressive. I like him in this fight. I think it's going to stay on the feet for the whole time, basically. But I don't know if I don't think Suma Derji gets knocked out or anything. I think he's a tough dude, and I think he's going to stay in there. But
he is a tough dude, and he's going to be around for a while.
28 decision.
Fair to say. I could see a stoppage. But we're both agreeing. We're both going to go with Manel Cape right into the shittiest fight of the night. Macy Barber versus Montana De La Rosa.
Yeah. So Montana De La Rosa won her last fight against Ariane Lipski. She did look pretty good in that fight. I'm not going to take anything away from her.
Fair.
Was that was maybe her first? Was that her first TKO? I think it was.
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Wow.
Or at least on the professional.
Not a good look for Ariane Lipski.
Like, I got respect for Montana De La Rosa. She's a solid wrestler. she's an okay wrestler at least. She's not very efficient, but she will constantly like push the grappling game.
Right.
But on the feet she doesn't give much, and she's a little undersized. I hate Macy Barber. I've been pretty open about this, but I think there's just I like Macy Barber's bigger, hits harder, and I think she'll be able to stop the takedowns from Montana De La Rosa. So I kind of see this as this is a very, very winnable fight for Macy Barber. She should take this.
Honestly, I think this is a winnable fight for De La Rosa. That's how low of Macy Barber I think of. It's just she's one of those people that you just love to hate and you want to see her lose, and was gifted that win over Miranda Maverick in her last time out. She, after getting outstruck in every round and going 1 for 6 on her takedowns. She started the UFC red hot for KO TKOs, but after breaking into the top 15, she started fighting more conservatively, a little bit different, more hesitant. And it seems that people kind of found a way to counter her game, stuff her takedowns, and just get out of her way of her T-Rex arm punches. You know what I mean? And Montana De La Rosa, after moving her talents to Elevation Fight Team,
fight against Roxy threw her off tremendously.
Oh yeah, Roxy beat the crap out of like 10.
Her timing and everything has been off since that fight in surgery.
Oh, I'll get to that in 1 second. De La Rosa has gone 2-1-1, KOing Ariane Lipskina last time out, like you said, and a draw against Mara Buena Silva, who just decimated William Ahn last week. She has a very grappling heavy fight style and was able to control the fight in her last 2 fights with ease. She recorded 7 minutes of control time in a 10-minute fight and 9 minutes of control time in a fight that went the distance. Barber was controlled for 10 minutes and 30 seconds against Roxanne, and that was a personal record for Roxanne.
In the first round, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but Roxanne, you got to give it to her. Anyway,
100%. I love Roxy. Roxy's got my respect for life.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Roxy. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Montana De La Rosa. She's a sizable underdog, and I think she's got a decent shot in this one.
Yeah, I just don't love it. I
don't love this fight at all. No way do I love this fight. But I'm just gonna take the underdog, and maybe she'll lose. Maybe she'll get a taste of her own medicine and have a split decision loss that should have went the other way, like she did against Miranda Maverick. All right, so we're disagreeing. Dan's going to go Macy Barber. I'm going to go Montana De La Rosa, and we're going to move right into the co-main event, Clay Guida versus Claudio Puelles.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Clay Guida, just when you thought he was out, he pulls you right back in, this guy. He's just 40 years old and is not going to stop in the near future. He's 3-3 since 2019, beating UFC legends BJ Penn, Michael Johnson, Leonardo Santos, although Guido got rocked and knocked down in his last time out against Santos. He was able to come back and win the final 2 rounds. He has all gas, no brakes fight style, throws caution to the winds, and just has endless forward pressure. He's taking on Claudio Puelles, who's 4-1 so far in the UFC on a 4-fight winning streak. Both guys have very grappling heavy fight styles, but I think Puelles, the bigger of the two, is far better and keeps keeping his opponent down once the fight touches the mat. But Puelles did slow down in the 2nd and 3rd round in that Chris Groots fight before sinking in that knee bar. I am worried about that, considering Guida is the Energizer Bunny and Puelles does slow down. Also, Puelles' striking just didn't look good. That Chris Groots fight really showed that maybe Claudio Puelles isn't ready for this type of competition yet, like top 20 competition.
Say something?
Yeah, of course.
Clay Guida wins this fight.
Dude, I'm so glad you said that, because I'm going with the Ageless Wonder and Clay Guida. And it's kind of crazy to say, but this guy's just going to keep getting wins.
No, he's going to keep getting wins.
But I don't know if it's not Guida impressing me. He is kind of impressing me. I don't want to take anything away from the guy. But it's just Claudio Puelles not looking where he needs to be. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
And look at the Santos fight that Clay Guida had last, you know?
Yeah, he came back after almost losing.
Back.
Yeah, and looked absolutely stellar. 40 years old, and all brakes, no gas. We're both going to go Clay Guida.
All gas, no brakes.
Whatever the fuck it is. Whatever the fuck it's called. All right, right into the main event. Wow. Can't believe
this is not the best main event, but
Amanda Lemos, Jéssica Andrade.
Yeah, Amanda Lemos, she had a very close fight with Angela Hill last time. She probably did win that. But you know, I'm a huge Angela Hill fan. But her wins before that to Conejo, who was
mids.
Complete mids. She's undersized as fuck too. Lavinia Souza, Mizuki, Miranda Granger. It's not like they were really high competition.
Not at all.
But she did get a finish in 4 of her first. In her 4 of her last 5 wins. She lost her UFC debut to Leslie Smith back in 2017, but came back over 2 years later and started this win streak. So
yeah,
she is impressive. She's fairly well rounded. She's got decent striking, decent grappling too. But Jessica Andrade is just a fucking monster, man.
Such a beast. And I'm glad she's back at strawweight.
Yeah, like she was way too short to be at flyweight. Strawweight's the division for her. I know it's probably tough because she is a stockier person.
Yeah,
but I love her in this fight.
Same.
And the odds aren't crazy either. She's only a -190. I think that's super solid. I think she honestly, she probably stops it.
I could see it. I
I love.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Amanda Lemos, like you said, she lost her UFC debut. She took that fight on short notice up 2 weight classes, right? And then she tested positive for steroids in the post-fight drug test and was banned for 2 years. Probably one of the biggest bonehead moves to make a debut. Like, you know, you're pissing hot.
But she came back and she came back strong.
Yeah, she came out very, very strong from taking steroids for 2 years. She was super strong. Although I thought she lost her last time out against Angela Hill. She has one of the more powerful. She's one of the more powerful strawweights on the UFC roster, registering knockdown in her last 4 fights, even 2 against Liviana Souza. But Jessica Andrade, 2-3 in her last 5, only losing to the best of the best. No exaggeration whatsoever. Brutalized Cynthia Calvillo to an early retirement in her last time out. She did bump up a weight class for those 3 fights. She was undersized. I'm glad she's back at the strawweight division, where she had
Fagan, who's a consensus top 3 flyweight at least.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. And then she had that razor thin split decision loss to the current champ and a win against current champ Rose Namajunas. Her game
was kind of but like because like it was a sick on her. She got a slam win, but like
she deserved it. She deserved it. I thought it was like crazy that she was able to do. I did not see it coming whatsoever.
Yeah.
Her game is very well rounded. +1 striking differential. She averages 3 takedowns per fight at 55% accuracy. I think Andrade is better everywhere except punching power, and has far better.
Andrade has more punching power.
You think Andrade?
Man.
I think slightly. That's the only thing that Lemos has going for her in this fight.
Lemos has more of the whipping punches. Like Jessica Andrade hits you with like a brick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take anything away from her. Yeah, she also hits very, very hard, especially for a strawweight. But I'm confidently going Andrade.
I kind of like finish. I kind of like Andrade by finish. I like Andrade in general, but I like Andrade by finish.
I would like that too. Nice KO, TKO. I could see it. 5-round fight. I don't think Lemos has fought any 5-round fights just yet, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, she fought against Angela Hill.
Oh, okay. That was a 5-rounder? Shit, dude.
I believe so.
Why do they keep putting her on this fucking stuff? No, that was a 3-rounder.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
3-rounder.
I was pretty sure that was a 5-round. Oh, no. Was that I thought it was the... Anyway, Angela Hill has main evented before, so that's why.
Yeah, she has. But yeah, I think especially if this goes into 4 and 5, Andrade takes it.
100%.
All right, so that's it. UFC Fight Night 205 in the books. Another week, another day, another dollar.